Yeah, I might be a bit lopsided. I've got it balanced. I haven't got the tripod out because I'm in the kitchen at the moment. Yeah, so I haven't been, we haven't done a video since before Christmas because a lot's gone on, and as a small business owner, you know, things happen and you have to adapt and change and all these things, so it's not easy. So we had a few things going on before Christmas. So we had 2 puppies and I then ended up having an infected root canal removed, and it's on my batch order site, so because that was a little bit awful, but I'm very appreciative of the fact I had a dentist because a lot of people don't. So anyway, so that was done, and then I had a few orders come in before Christmas, which I was really grateful of again. But I did say to the people, the customers, you know, do you mind if I do these after Christmas? And they were fine with it because it was like the week before Christmas and things. So and then I took a break after Christmas just to, you know, try and feel better. And still I've had one night's sleep since the car accident July on my shoulder, so it's, yeah, I'm so tired still. But you know, we cope, we manage, we carry on. And so then I had to do these orders. It was so funny. I put my VR on the Thursday. They had to be dispatched on the Friday, and on the Thursday it worked fine. It was fine. And you know, I love my VR. So the Friday morning I came downstairs, I put it on, error. I took it apart in all the bits I could take apart and checked everything. Nothing worked. So midday I was like in tears. I was like, you know, it had all the dramaticals going on. And I phoned up a lovely man in the village called Terry, and I've never spoken to him before, but I've had lots of really good comments about him. And I said, look, what shall I do? And he said, well, have lunch, because it was 12 o'clock, and he said, I'll come over in an hour and I'll sort it out for you if I can. So I said, okay, fine. He said, take it apart again, turn it off, turn it on, and then see what happens. So I did that, and it actually worked fine. So I got the order done, and I phoned him up and I said, thanks Terry, it's working, don't worry about coming over, but I appreciate the fact that you know, made the offer. And he said, we had a chat, and he said, what are you doing and all this, and I told him, and he said, you need to go industrial. And it was like, yeah, I have been looking, I have been thinking about it, I've always been thinking about it, but it's very difficult to make that leap of faith, because when you come from a sewing machine background, a single needle, to go up to the VR, which is a single needle but embroidery, it kind of like, it just is like a happy space. So, and when you think industrial, you're thinking big machines and big warehouses and, you know, complicated, you've got to relearn everything all over again. And I'm getting older and I hate technology, I'm a technophobe. So for me to be able to think I've got to learn something new and it's terrifying and all this is, you know. So I said to him, well, what would you recommend? And he said, well, Happy Japan, they're really great machines. They last forever, like they're just reliable workhorses. And I thought to myself, yeah, okay. So I phoned them up that afternoon. I spoke to Paul at Midwest Machinery, and I said, look, you know, what have you got? Have you got any second hand? And he said, yeah, we've got some reconditioned ones. We're going to have them in, strip them down, and you know, and we discussed that. Well, in the Monday I bought it, you know, I got a loan, and it was like, okay, I'm going to do this and take that leap of faith. Oh, it's so stressful. So, and they were really, really good. But I was really worried because it seemed like a big leap to me. However, anyway, so the machine was supposed to come on the Tuesday, and the couriers, for some reason, didn't deliver it till Wednesday. We do get that with the couriers where I live, so, you know, get used to it. And Carl turned up, and he was going to service the machine and, you know, service it, but commission it and show me how to use it on the Wednesday. Anyway, he came on the following day. He actually turned up in the afternoon when it arrived, and he commissioned it ready for the next morning, and then we started training on it. And oh my goodness, like, it's the most easiest machine. So I think what was putting me off originally, it was it looked complicated. It looked like an overlocker, you know, because it had all the needles, and to me that was like, oh my goodness, I can't do that. You know, it was just that reaction, like a single needle, it was like a sewing machine, it was my comfort zone. Nah, it's so easy. Why haven't I not done this years ago? Oh dear. So basically you have got 12 needles that all thread exactly the same. So whereas on the single VR you've got one needle, and every time it needs a new thread you're doing all this and threading it up, and you can be doing that for how many changes of the threads you've got on your design. You've just got the 12 needles and they thread all the same as if you were doing this, like constantly changing, but you've got 12 set up, you run the same design or use the same thread. You don't need to keep changing your thread, you don't need to keep rethreading it. It's like a no-brainer, it's so easy. So the hoops are bigger, so you can do more impressive designs, and I've actually had my first design, and I have had the most explosive, amazing reaction. It's been incredible. So that will be in the next video, so I'm well happy. Like, you know, yeah, I wish I'd done this years ago, as I say. So the only difference was I had to order bigger stabilizer because of the hoop, so that's coming. I've got 100 meters coming, I think it is. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Anyway, they recommend rayon viscose, so threads, and I only had polyester, which is apparently fine to use in it, but I thought no, let them set it up with the viscose. So I ordered to start off with some marathon threads, and they did the boxes with all the blues, different blues, and they do boxes with different greens and selection boxes. So I've ordered all the selection boxes, all came, and I bought a plastic tower, I think from Hobbycraft, and they're all in there, and I keep them in there so they're all separate. I do like to have 2 brands of threads, and so I did open an account with Madeira, which was really good, because when I do dogs, sometimes I can't get the right brand, the right colour in one brand, so I might need to use another. So it kind of spreads my options. The strange thing is the new design's only got 3 colours, but it's bigger, so I still couldn't have done it on my old machine. Now, I love my machine, I love my VR, I love it. It's definitely got a place, and I'm not going to get rid of it. So, you know, I'm going to keep it, and it's probably going to do caps and smaller designs as and when, because I've got the cap thing on there, accessory. So yeah, but I literally would not go back now. I can't believe I didn't do this years ago, and everyone kept telling me, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm fine, I can manage. I think the stitching out is a lot better. It's definitely quicker. That's in my opinion. It looks better, but it's definitely quicker. Even cutting of the threads is quicker, even to the point of if you break a thread, and I've only done it once, with the VI you have to press the button and it takes you in how many you want to go back, which is helpful. But with the Happy, you can just press one button, it goes back 10. You can change it all and everything, but you can set it up so you just press the one, and it does it so quickly you don't even see it, it's done it. So what else? Maintenance. It's so quick, simple and easy, and yeah, I was surprised because I thought industrial machine is going to need more maintenance, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't need any. 2 squirts of oil, and that's it really, and just making sure the fluff is out of it. Bobbins, you could use the same bobbin. I've gone for carded polyester instead of magnetic. I'll keep that from the other machine, and the pure polyester for the VR. But yeah, I'm really happy. I know why they call it Happy Japan, because because for me, I've got the full Hatch software. I digitise all my own things, my designs usually. This isn't, but I digitise, since I've done this, I have all my own designs. And so mentally, I think I've been holding myself back because I don't want to keep changing all the threads over. So I haven't had as many colours and things as I could have done. Now I've got 12, they're all set up, ready to go. No, you know, I can run that off and off and off and off and off, and don't need to touch anything. No more, easy. So if you're thinking, oh gosh, that looks complicated with all the threads coming down, and I'm no good at overlockers, and you kind of think of it like that, no. The path's exactly the same as if you were doing the VR, it's not much different whatsoever. And it's brilliant, it goes so quickly, it is so smooth. Noise-wise, I don't think there's much difference between that and the VR really. You could buy some sound headphone things, you know, safety ones to block it out. But yeah, no, I'm really happy. The only thing I had to do different, I said, was to buy a different stabiliser because mine was too small and I've had to overlap it, which isn't ideal. So I have got 100 metres coming. I think it's 100 metres. Oh gosh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to take you down so you can see the machine. So this is Betsy, and she really is gorgeous, and she's not too big whatsoever. She's sitting on a nice sturdy wooden table, and in the room I've got all my polyester threads down there, and over there I've got my VR. I've got a lovely view out the window, so I'm very lucky. And I've got a homemade hooping station, and then I've got a tabletop here where I can work off of, and here I've got all of the marathon threads. And yeah, so this is how she arrived. I'm going to put a photo here. And as you can see, it came really big, and I was like, oh my goodness, what have I gone and done? It's huge, it's never going to fit in the house. But when it was unboxed, I don't actually have the unboxing video, unfortunately. So that's the depth of her, and so she's fairly substantial. Whoops, let me sit down. She's beautifully smooth. Can I zoom out? Go the way. There we go. She's beautifully smooth. I'm going to turn her on. I'm going to do videos of her, and you can see how easy it is, because it really is the most gorgeous machine. And yeah, all of those doubts I had, really, I just should have done this ages ago. Let me turn the camera around. Hold on. Right, okay, so let me show you the difference in the hoop sizes so you've got some idea of what you can do. So this is the Happy Japan. You can get a massive design in here. I mean, it will fill the whole front of like a sweatshirt or hoodie, which is good. The difference with the VR, so if you put the two together, you can see the difference. And obviously that is only that bit inside, you know, it doesn't go all the way to the edges, does it? So you are getting a massive lot more with this one. And we had some really exciting things happen last weekend. So I decided, well, we had a meeting, and it was decided that we were definitely going to go more down the dog route. And it seemed to be really popular. We've been asked for that all over Christmas. We were taking photographs of dogs and turning them into stitches, and there'll be lots of things on the internet reviews and stuff coming up. And I thought I need to find something that is gonna be a real hit with everybody, like something different. And so I just came up with this design, and it comes from a long time ago when there used to be a thing called What No Chads, and there was somebody peeping over that wall, and it was, but this is a dog over a fence, looking over a fence, and we got retrievers, so I've got pictures of retrievers, and I thought I'd do one of mine looking over the wall in a black thread, but I wanted the eyes to have colour, because I wanted them to really pop out. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean, to stand out. And I know golden retrievers' eyes are brown, but I decided to do it in gold. And I thought, I don't know, so I came up with this design, and it's got a little heart in it, because I always say our heart is in everything we do. So when we do these, we're going to put a little heart, so you can hunt for the heart. And I kind of thought, oh, I'll use an old sweatshirt I haven't worn in ages. It was a red hoodie, and I embroidered the front. It had 3 colours, predominantly black. And we went out to an event on the Sunday, and I wore it, and as soon as I walked through the door, this lady came up to me, she went, oh my goodness, she said, I love your sweatshirt, where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, you know, I've been embroidering sweatshirts and doing my designs for 2 years, and this one seems to be grabbing people now, whether it's because it's larger, which possibly it could be, because it stands out from a greater distance, which is what you want. And then coffee time, we had a coffee break, and we went in to get a coffee, and this lady said, oh, I love that sweatshirt, where'd you get it? And it's like, oh, that's 2 in, like within like a couple of hours. So yeah, it was, that kind of took me back a bit. I wasn't expecting that kind of reaction. And then Tuesday, I decided to put it on because I was cleaning, doing some cleaning and that. And Sainsbury's came, opened the door, and the guy said, oh, you're the lady with the dogs? And I said, yes. And he said, oh my goodness, he said, I hope you don't mind me asking. And I thought, oh, I don't know what they're going to say. And I said, no, of course, you know. And he said, where did you get that sweatshirt? He said, it is incredible. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, I designed it. And he said, oh my God, the eyes are mesmerising. He said, I love it. And I said, well, I did think about changing the background in the eyes to brown. And he's like, no, I'm going back and I'm telling everybody what you do. And he came in and he saw the machine because it's right like by the entrance to the front door. And yeah, so I've put it online. I put the videos and the comments online on my Facebook account, and just so my friends could see. And the reaction of people has been so lovely. It's been so lovely, like, because it's been such a long journey and so many hurdles to leap over and cross, that I think we've actually come up with the best design we've ever had. So that's interesting, and I'm not going to show you now. I'm going to put it in the next video, because this is all about the machine arriving and how thrilled I am with it. So I got this one from Midwest Machinery and spoke to Paul, and you know, if you're interested, even discussing the options with him, I think that would be really the best thing to do, because they don't heavy sell anything. They just explain it as it is and talk to you all about it. And you know, I got a reconditioned model and it's fine, it's lovely, it's very smooth, and yeah, really pleased with it. So I don't have any negatives on it whatsoever. And yeah, I had all the worries and concerns about going industrial, and it was all wrong. Like, you know, it wasn't valid, apart from the cost of the fact I've had to take out a loan for it, which was, you know, but then it might just pay for itself in no time at all, because I am not limiting myself in my head when I'm designing. I can go bigger designs now, which obviously make an impact, and you want to make an impact with your customers. I can, you know, they're so much faster, the cutting of the threads is faster, you know, in my opinion. I think the sewing is better on it, the maintenance is easier. All of those worries I had was just, well, wrong. Just wrong, really. But then I'd come from the sewing background, and I think when you do come from a sewing background with one needle, I think in your head you tell yourself it will be easier, because, you know, it's the transition isn't as great as going from a single needle sewing machine or whatever to something like this. But that's actually a wrong perception. And also being older, I thought maybe the technology on the actual system may be harder, and it's really easier. Oh dear. So if you are starting a small business, if you want to digitise your own designs, I'd just say go multi. Give them a ring, give Paul a ring at Midwest, and you know, because I could have saved myself £3,000 with buying that one, but I have got that one now. That will be used for caps. It's still lovely. I still love my brother. It still will be used. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. It just limits me in the fact that my arm can't keep changing the threads, that I couldn't go in and sell bulk quantities of anything, and I can't do bigger designs. That's my limitations with that one. But it still has a purpose within the business, and I won't be selling it. So yeah, it's all really interesting. And if you've got any comments, if you've got any questions, then obviously put them down below, and I will try and answer them the best I can. Please subscribe, because we're going to be doing lots of videos on how to use it, and how simple it is, and hopefully giving people confidence that if you're not quite sure but you really would like to go industrial, that the Happy could be the right one for you. I've used it, oh gosh, I've done lots of sweatshirts on it and trials and things, and yeah, it's been wonderful. I don't know if I got, I'll show you in the next video the actual stitch out, and but yeah, definitely subscribe, and then you can keep up to date with all the latest information and demonstrations and what we're doing. And you know, it's going to be a fun journey. I'm excited, I'm happy. It's weird, I think calling it Happy Japan, the company, is like true. It's made me so happy. It's you know, when you buy something and it's expensive and all you think about, oh god, it's cost me a fortune, it's cost me a lot of money. And yeah, it has. But I'm not thinking about the money, I'm thinking about the possibilities. The possibilities are endless now. There's not a lot I can't do. And for me, the scope in that machine has just gone crazy. So even though I'm doing 3 colours, it's the size. Yeah. So yeah, comments below please, and thank you so much, and catch you soon. Bye.